The nature of shame. The experience of shame contributes to an ongoing when the person feels inferior, devalued, and socially unattractive as a result. It is also common to engage in regular self-critical inner dialogues while lacking self-assuring scripts that further increases the sense of feeling of unsafe. Shame is defined as a self-conscious emotion linked to feelings of powerlessness, inferiority, a sense of social unattractiveness, and a desire to hide or conceal perceived deficiencies. By harshly and negatively evaluating the self, a wide-ranging impact is created on the individual and relationships. Particular experience and expression of shame differ widely based on the person's upbringing and cultural background. These can vary from shame about a particular part or aspect of one's body, shame about their experiences or the kind of person they think they are, or through their relationship with others. For example, being related to an undesirable character or criminal as such could have an impact on shame. The distinction made between external and internal shame. External shame is related to what a person believes others are thinking of him or her, meaning that he or she perceives them to value them as low in status, unattractive, undesirable of attention, and unworthy of their time and other benefits. Internal shame refers to how a person sees themselves. That is, what he or she is intrinsically without value, undesirable, and worthless. These concepts often occur together, and many individuals experience both external and internal shame at the same time. In fact, the perceptions are mutually integrated in an important way, as it influences self-confidence and relationship behavior, which can cause negative feedback from others, thereby creating a self-sustaining cycle that's hard to escape without outside intervention. It is important to realize that there's significant potential difference between shame and other emotions that is sometimes used interchangeably, with including humiliation, embarrassment, and guilt. Although there may be some overlap, it does not play the same role in development and maintenance of psychopathology. Shame is associated with the diminished capacity of building healthy interpersonal relationships and to empathize with others. As shame is more self-focused than behavior-focused, as many other related emotions, the person turns into him or herself, thereby overlooking the needs of others while projecting one's negative feelings of avoidance and anger onto others. Such a hostile self-to-self relationship that is related to an inability to direct compassion to oneself increases the risk of self-injurious and risky behaviors. In a sense, shame counters the mindfulness and compassion that is required to forgive, not judge, and unconditionally love the self and others. As such, shame is the epitome of a lack of compassion and empathy, not due to callousness or unemotional traits, but simply as the self is too guarded and vulnerable to absorb positive energy and interact with others in an encumbered or unencumbered way. So just to summarize the concept of shame, just briefly. In summary, the question was the two types of shame and the main differences between the two. Well, external shame is described as a feeling of being judged negatively by others in the outside world. The perception of how one is seen by others or how one lives their lives in the eyes of others in terms of behavior, appearance, lifestyle, etc., etc. External shame is painful as a person believes that he or she has knowledge that others condemn him or her. Internal shame refers to a negative self-evaluation, that is, how one judges the self by seeing oneself as bad, flawed, worthless, unlovable, unattractive. It is related to harsh self-criticisms and feelings of inferiority. Internal shame is distressing as a person condemns him or herself.